Hello, Graham Morris here, and welcome to my new YouTube channel, Muay Thai Athletic Performance. In this channel, I'm going to be talking about all things strength and conditioning, athletic development, so that you can try and increase your performance in the sport of Muay Thai. The first talk today is going to be about 5 reasons you should be strength training for Muay Thai. Now, I'm going to go into more detail in later videos, but what I'm talking about today is not bodybuilding or anything like this. It's using methods of strength training so that we can get adaptations that are going to give us positive transfer towards the sport that we love. Okay. Now, traditionally, resistance training has been used recently with a lot of different sports to try and provide an edge. But in Muay Thai, I'd say it's probably not as prevalent through tradition. I would say a lot of Western fighters have been using it in the past, but not so many Thai fighters. But recently, I think we're starting to see this change. Even recently, I was in Bangkok. I did some training at Pechindi Academy, and I even saw all their pro fighters doing some type of athletic development outside of their Muay Thai. I saw them doing some strength training. I saw them doing some explosive jumps and med ball throws. Because now people are starting to see the benefits of just even providing just this twice a week. Anyway, I want to go into that some greater detail at a later date. Now, with strength training, there's 2 main types of adaptations. We have what we call neuromuscular adaptations, or we have peripheral adaptations. Now, this means that we have things that target the central nervous system, or things that are targeting the tissues or muscles. Okay. Now, number 1. I'm going to try and keep this quite relatively basic and not get too fancy. Number 1, just improve overall athleticism. If you do strength training for various different ranges of motion, for different movement patterns, think squat, lunge, push, pull, rotate, all these different things, it allows you to strengthen the body in all these different movement patterns, which can be found at some stage within the sport. So that means that within the sport of Muay Thai, if you get in certain positions, because hopefully you're going to have more strength in these positions, more power in these positions. So strength training can provide a pretty good foundation to overall athletic development. Okay, that's the first one. Increase strength in the clinch. Okay, not just the clinch, but particularly the clinch, because that movement probably in Muay Thai involves the most amount of strength. Strength training has, we can target different types of strength, including maximal strength, explosive strength, and reactive strength. Now, I would argue that explosive strength, maximal strength, including isometric yielding and overcoming strength, is really important for clinching. So, especially if you haven't done much strength training, what strength training does, you can actually call upon more muscle fibers, and hopefully this will transfer across to your clinching. Okay, we know that there's 2 types of things that are very important. Okay, this is called technical mastery, which is the actual skill of the movements that occur in Muay Thai, and there's also motor potential. Okay, so we can increase the motor potential in the weights room, and then we're going to improve the technical mastery with the actual skill of clinching. So we're going to get this transfer across. So this can be beneficial for your clinching. You can also increase the striking power. Okay, power is a combination of force by velocity, and we can target both of these attributes within a gym. For example, you can do maximal strength stuff, think you bench, your squats, Romanian deadlifts, those type of movements. You can do power movements like loaded jumps, things like that, and then you can do things like plyometrics, which will target more reactive strength, which can help you with footwork, evading an opponent, trying to beat your opponent to the punch, and then using explosive power for the striking. Okay, so this can also transfer across to striking power. I was talking about peripheral adaptations before. This includes things like increasing bone density, increasing the strength of your tissues, including the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments. What we can do is we can target particular exercises that are prone to injury within the sport of Muay Thai. Think about your neck region, okay, which is important for clinching. It's also important for when you take a shot to the head, okay, to try and brace, to prevent your head from moving too far, trying to reduce the likelihood of a concussion occurring. We can target the shoulder scap regions to counteract all the punching you're doing. You can target things like ankles, knees, things that might get swept. We might be important in the clinch. You might get kicked there. We can build body armor. Okay. Now, obviously, we need to be take into account your weight. So we're not doing bodybuilding. Okay. We've got to get the volume right with your strength training, because people don't want to move up in weight ranges within the categories of fighting. But this is very easily to get around this if you know what you're doing. We can talk about this in the future. Okay, and last of all, hormonal benefits. Strength training elicits spikes in certain hormones, which can have improvements across the board over a number of factors. Okay, so there are 5 reasons why you should be strength training. I hope you enjoyed this small little talk. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these in the future. If you like it, please subscribe and share it on with your friends. Thank you.